You've filled around 60% of Go board with white and black stones, and your opponent suddenly passes. You look at the board and think, wait, there are still empty spaces. How can the game be over? Here's what almost every beginner gets wrong. Go doesn't end because the board tells you it's over. It ends because both players recognize there are no better moves left. That sounds strange at first, but once you understand this one idea, the ending of every Go game suddenly makes perfect sense. Most board games teach you to look for a finish line. In chess, it's checkmate. In many games, the board fills up. Others ends up when someone runs out of pieces or time. So naturally, when you first play Go, you're watching for something obvious to happen. But it never does. There are still empty intersections, there are still legal moves. Nothing looks finished. That is because Go isn't asking whether you can make another move. It's asking whether making another move would actually improve your position. That's a completely different way of thinking. A game of Go officially ends when both players pass consecutively. Passing doesn't mean you're giving up. It doesn't mean also you've run out of legal moves. It simply means, I don't believe you can improve one position anymore. If black passes, white isn't forced to end up the game. White can still play if it sees a valuable move. Only after white also passes does the game officially end. The game ends just because both players have independently reached the same conclusion. There's nothing meaningful left to gain. So how can you tell whether a move is still worthwhile? Ask yourself one simple question. Can this move improve your position? Maybe it can secure more territory, save a weak group, reduce your opponent's territory, invade an open area, or settle a life-and-death situation. If the answer is yes, you should keep playing. If every possible move either changes nothing or actually makes your position worse, then passing becomes the strongest move available. That is a mindset the Go game players should develop. Here's one big misconception I want to share with you. Many beginners think passing means I have no moves, but that's almost never true. In Go there are usually plenty of legal moves left. The real meaning of a pass is every move I could make is worse than doing nothing. That is a huge mental shift. Passing isn't a sign that the Go game has stopped. It's a sign that the strategic battle has already been decided. The passes simply acknowledge it. Maybe your opponent passes, but you notice one more move that gains territory. Great, played. The game continues. Passing isn't permanent until both players pass one after the other. That is why beginners shouldn't be afraid of passing too early. If your opponent thinks you've missed something, they will simply keep playing. The Go game naturally continues until both players agree there's nothing left worth fighting over. Once both players pass, the Go board position is frozen. Dead stones are removed, territory is counted, komi is added if applicable, and the final score determines winner. The two passes don't decide who wins. They simply mark the moment when both players agree it's time to score the positions they've created. The biggest beginner mistake in Go game isn't understanding the passing rule. It's believing that Go ends because of a rule at all. In reality, Go ends when both players recognize there is nothing left worth fighting over. The two passes are simply the players acknowledging that the game has already reached its natural conclusion. If you enjoyed this explanation, subscribe for more Go lessons, strategy breakdowns and full game reviews.